Hi guys, it's Kayla. I just wanted to say a quick welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoy them. I am back from my 2-week break. My boyfriend and I went to his hometown to visit family, hang out with friends, and it was an overall good time. We went to the fair, stock car races, ate a lot of good food, did a bit of shopping, and what you guys care about, went to the bookstores there. Because if you don't know, I live in a very small town and there's not really any bookstores around me, so usually I have to order online, but I had a blast going to actual bookstores. So yes, I do have a haul for you guys. Yay! Very exciting. So I had a whole list of books that I wanted to buy, and I went into these bookstores looking for these specific books. First, I went to the secondhand bookstores like Goodwill, Salvation Army, that sort of thing. I'm usually able to find at least one awesome book there, but this time, unfortunately, I didn't find anything other than a bookend, which was good, but not a book, so then I went to Hastings, which is a very awesome store. I love that store, but for some reason they didn't have any of the books I was looking for, which was kind of shocking because they've never let me down before, so that was disappointing. I don't usually shop at Barnes& and Noble because I think their books are kind of more expensive than other bookstores, but there were some specific books that I wanted to get there, and it ended up being my most successful shopping trip, so that's awesome. One of the books that I wanted to get there was Shades of Grey. I've been wanting this book for a long time, ever since I saw Priscilla from the Readables do a review on it in January, I think it was. But I really wanted the hardcover version. For some reason, when I looked around online for it, I couldn't find one for a decent price or in the condition that I wanted. So I decided I would just get the paperback, no big deal. So I go into Barnes& and Noble, and the first place I go is the bargain section, just see what they have. And what do you know? Sitting in a nice little pile is the hardcover of Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. Um, I was so excited to see this. I just love this cover. I don't know why. It's just so colorful and random, and that's exactly the kind of cover that I like. So I just thought it was really fun. And from what I've heard, it's some sort of bizarre dystopian book, and I love dystopians, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And this was only a third of the price of the paperback book, so yay, bargain section. And in the vicinity of Shades of Grey, there was another book that caught my eye, and I had to go pick it up. I couldn't resist, and that is this book, Great Tales of Horror by H.P. Lovecraft. I don't know why, but I have this weird attraction to anything having to do with octopi, so when I saw this little tentacle here, I just couldn't help picking it up, and it's such a cool looking book. My boyfriend was with me at the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, it's awesome, I have to have it. And he's just like, do you actually like that book, or do you just want it because of the cover? And I was just like, no, it's a classic. Which is true, classic horror stories, but yeah, I pretty much wanted it because of the awesomeness of the cover. And the last book that I found in the bargain section is Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. This was actually one of the books I was planning on buying, although I was going to get the leather-bound version they have of the classics, and I don't know, I just decided to get this one because I thought it was really pretty. I really like the way the spine looks, and I'm a nature girl, so I love this kind of naturey cover, and it was a lot cheaper than the leather-bound version, so good deal. And these two were from the same publisher, so they can be shelf buddies. The main reason I went to Barnes& and Noble, though, was to go look at the leather-bound classics, and I was planning on buying 2 of them. I already knew one of them that I wanted to definitely get, and the second one was supposed to be Brothers Grimm, but since I got that in the bargain section, I was able to pick a different one. The one I knew I wanted to get is Hans Christian Andersen's The Complete Fairy Tales. I think it's very beautiful. Love the spine. Fun. And gold pages, of course. I saw Renee's fairy tale tag, and after watching that, I realized that I'm not very well read in fairy tales, so I thought I would start with the basics and read these and Brothers Grimm. So that should be a lot of fun. For the second one, I was trying to decide between the Edgar Allan Poe one or the Arabian Nights, but then I go over to the table and most of the books are wrapped in plastic, so you can't really like look through them. There are a few like demo ones already open, and one of the ones that was open was a Neil Gaiman one that was American Gods and the Anansi Boys, and I couldn't help picking it up and looking through the pages, and I thought it was a really cool looking book. It has like a spider on it and spider web, but I wasn't gonna buy a $20 book just because it looks cool. So I went home, I decided to think about it, research it a little, and what I ended up doing was reading reviews on this book, and I even read the first chapter of American Gods, and I really liked it. And I had already been wanting to read Neil Gaiman's books. I was going to start with either Fragile Things or Neverwhere, I think it's called. So long story short, I decided that that was the book I wanted to get, and I went back to Barnes & Noble on another day, and I got it, and this is what it looks like. It's Neil Gaiman's American Gods and the Anansi Boys, and I believe it's like a mythological fantasy story. Ding. Ooh. So gorgeous, and silver pages instead of gold. Those are the books that I got at Barnes & Noble. So then on Monday, which was the day we were leaving, we went to a dollar store called the Dollar Tree, and my boyfriend wanted to look at some things there. We go into the store, and the first thing I see are books, lots of books, and I immediately was drawn to them like a magnet or something. And what do you know, I had to have the first book I picked up, which was this book, The Girl with Glass Feet by Ali Shah. First of all, guys, look at this cover. It's so beautiful. I think I have some kind of problem now. But anyways, so this is what it looks like. From what I've heard about this, it's a fantasy with sort of a modern fairy tale vibe to it. It's about a girl who has a magical disease that causes her to start turning into glass, and I believe there's a romance in it, and sounds kind of unique and different, so I'm looking forward to reading it. And both of these books were actually $1 each, no tax or anything like that, so yay! And the other book that I got for $1 is this one, Central Park in the Dark, More Mysteries of Urban Wildlife by Marie Wynn. And it looks like that. With a nice little owl on the front. I love owls. I read another urban wildlife book sort of recently. It's called Crow Planet, and that one was set in Seattle, and that was really neat to read because I had just went to Seattle in March, and we took the train there and stayed for a few days, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that book, so I'm looking forward to reading another urban wildlife tale that takes place in New York City. I'm very fond of the city. I've been there several times. I lived there for a month with my sisters at one point, and it's always fun to read about places that you've been or that you're wanting to go to. And of course, this type of book is very relevant to my interests. And for $1, why not? That was my haul for today. There were a lot of books that I wanted to get and couldn't find, so I did order a lot of them online. So I'll be doing a bunch of in my mailbox videos in the future. So there's that to look forward to if you're interested. I'm also going to be doing a late July summary video. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!